Hello everyone. Welcome to Soul Journey. Soul Journey is a space where we explore the vast and beautiful dimensions of ourself, our soul self, and how to empower our soul self. In this episode of Spiritual Insights chat with Sukhdeep and Mona, they are discussing about karma, the soul, and quantum entanglement. Let's hear what they have to say.
Param Shanti and welcome back to Spiritual Insights. In our last episode, we reflected on eternal question, who am I? And we uncovered layers of soul wisdom, its divine origin, and the coverings that hide its light. So today in episode 8, we take the next step. Once we understand the soul, the question naturally arises, what binds it? What does a being of infinite light, why does a being of infinite light forget itself, take birth after birth, and feel so far from the source? Yes.
Param Shanti to all, and a warm welcome today. We're diving into one of the deepest mysteries, karma. Not just what it is, but how it shapes our birth, our rebirth, how it binds us, and most importantly, how it can be burned, dissolved, and transcended.
Yeah, absolutely. And in today's discussion, we will explore Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel's revelations from the Behad Gyan course, session number 2, and also draw wisdom from the Bhagavad Gita and the sacred Sikh scriptures, which many of us hold close to our hearts.
Anji, definitely, Monaji. And then the question arises: why understand karma? So let's begin with why this is even important. In the last episode, we learned that the body is just an instrument. The soul is the driver. But after death, the driver doesn't disappear. It continues. And where it goes depends entirely on its karma.
Yes, karma is the universal law of action and reaction. It governs the soul's journey after death and where it will reincarnate. So every thought, feeling, and action, even subtle vibrations, have consequences. Yes.
Yeah, Anji, as we sort of hear in Gurbani, Karni kagad na likha koi, jiha bija so luna koi. No one writes your destiny on paper. Whatever you sow, you shall reap.
Mhm. And karma is not limited to physical action. Even thoughts create vibrations too. If we continuously think negative of someone, we remain karmically entangled. The law of karma is deeper than what we think. So all our yes, yeah.
Definitely. I want to add a little bit more. In Japji Sahib, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Ape bhi japi khaho, Nanak hukmi avo jaho. Right?
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
exactly like whatever karma we do, I think we hear, we read, but we don't really register it as we read Gurbani. We have to go deeper in it, and then it really opens up the layers. What we're speaking now.
Mhm.
So the segment two, Monaji, we have the types and categories of karma. Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel explained three primary types of karma. Satkarma, righteous actions that generate positive outcomes. Vikarma, negative or harmful actions. And third is akarma, selfless action performed without desire, rooted in remembrance of the Supreme.
Mm. Bapuji also says it doesn't matter whether the chain is made up of gold or iron, both bind. That is the power of karma. The only way to go beyond is nishkarm karma, action in surrender. So more we perform our actions in divine remembrance, then our karmas become nishkam actually. So without any desire of the result. So
Because
this,
if we do good karma, and then there is some sort of I think one can become sort of they can feel the pride. Hey, I'm doing good karma, and then you're thinking, okay, good will come to me. So basically, surrendering everything, all the karma, not even expecting a good outcome or bad outcome, or or even thinking if I'm doing good karma or bad karma. So basically, just doing your duty and expect nothing. I think that's what you have just mentioned, Monaji. And this aligns with the Lord Krishna's teaching in Bhagavad Gita. You have a right to perform your actions, but not to the fruits thereof. And it was I was just listening to Ashtavakar Gita and about the karma, and when he was discussing with the Raja, was it Raja Janak?
Raja Janak, yes,
Right?
yes.
And there, it's such a beautiful lesson that Ashtavakar ji is giving, and they talked about karma. So they said constant your meditation, constant remembrance of God, even it can burn your bad karma, or even
Yes.
clear your karma. So let's just go deeper into it, Monaji.
Yeah.
Let's hear more from
Yeah, before we go further, like in Gurbani, Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, Karmi apo apani ke nere ke dur, right?
Sandy.
So, jinne thode change karm honge, more your actions are better. You do perform nishkam actions and you get close to your source, basically.
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the good karmi ਆਪੋ ਆਪਣੀ ਕੇ ਨੇੜੇ ਕੇ ਦੂਰ ਫਿਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਿਹਾ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਨਾਮ ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਗਏ ਮਸਕਤ
Gai
ਘਾਲ
masakat ka.
ਉਜਲੇ ਕੀਤੀ ਛੁੱਟੀ ਨਾ
Right, right,
right.
right. Yes, yes. So true. And there are four categories of karma. So, number one is Sanchit Karma, the accumulated storehouse, accumulation of all the karmas. And number two is Prarabdha Karma, the result we are living now. And number three is Kriyaman Karma, the karma we are generating now. And number four is Agami Karma, the karma that is being shaped for the future. So, we should be focused on what we
Right.
are doing actually.
Hanji. The similar, I think the way the archery analogy from the rishis explains this so well. The quiver, the released arrow, the drawn arrow, and the arrow we will pick next. So it's like, you think about the karma, you put your forces, you do the action, and then you reap the result, right?
So true. Yeah. So, in our third segment, we will discuss the soul's journey and subtle bodies. So, when the soul leaves the body, it doesn't leave empty handed. It carries with it the Karan Sharir, the causal body, and the Suksham Sharir, which is subtle body, where all karmic records and sanskars are stored. So,
Yes, and this determines the next birth.
yes.
As per like karmic resonance, the soul is born into families with similar sanskars or any unfinished karmic ties. They have to come back and then experience that, right?
Yes, yes, so true. And Bapuji explains how even diseases have roots in the causal body. That is why treatment must be spiritual too, through Param Prakash, divine light from the Almighty. So that affects your karmic accounts too, and the impressions of your old karmas actually stored in your causal body. Yes.
That is so profound. And then yet we can't see it with our this eye.
Right.
We can't hear it. We can't see it.
Yes. Yes.
So the soul comes with the, like you said, with the, causal body and the subtle body, right? So Sikhism, they say, "Fir fir joni pai," the soul keeps taking birth until it is freed from karma. So, like you keep on your journey starts when your journey stops basically when you leave this body, and then when you come back, your journey starts from the same spot. In between,
Yes.
you can be waiting to take birth. You can have maybe next birth as a human form, but people who are doing good or who are actually working towards the source, they probably are more prone to get the human body again, and then have that progress if they haven't progressed, and then they go into other realms, and then they progress, they're going close to the source. um, I'm thinking, I was actually reading, not reading, listening to a NDE the other day. And then that person explained how a near-death experience, after his body was in then he was in snow, and they were climbing, and then they were stuck in there, and then he was feeling too cold. His feet, he didn't feel like, it was like hypothermia, and then it kicks in and all that. He thought he's about to die, but then he goes, after a few seconds, I felt such a relief, no pain, because there was something, a form of a light, that opened hands, and then hugged him, took him away, and then he did go away for a few. I don't really know how many minutes he was away, but he was telling his experience. The reason why I'm saying it here is that, yes, we are thinking, some majority of the time we're thinking, okay, this is our body, and then we die, everything finishes. But no, nothing finishes when this body
Yeah.
perishes. So soul takes the whole karmic record and everything with it.
Sure, sure. One body, ends, one soul journey ends, and next one starts. So
And
basically, like that. Yes. Yeah. So our next topic is, can we change our karma? So, can destiny be changed? Many people ask, isn't it everything predestined? Is there any use of effort?
a great question. A lot of people ask that. If it's preordained, why we need to do anything, right? So
Yes.
this is where Bapuji makes it clear. They say karma creates destiny, not the other way around. So the soul has free will. This is our divine gift.
Mhm. So true. If we use our free will in remembrance of divine power, in silence, in right actions, we can definitely burn past karmas and create new positive records. So it's possible. Yes.
That's great. Then we should put more effort into it. So just as Lord Krishna says, surrender unto me, and then I shall deliver you from all sins, and I'll save you from all sins. Don't fear. Basically, come to my sanctuary, and then I will be your savior.
Yeah. So this doesn't mean giving up on life. It means giving up all your vices like ego and false identity, and become soul conscious. So when you are in that state, you are connected to your source. And when you are connected to your source, you automatically get power, and that dissolves all your vices. So from that, if you are more in that awareness that you are a soul, not a body, and you stay in your soul consciousness, and connected to your divine supreme, then it's definitely possible to burn your karmas and start a new record. Positive. Yes.
So basically, since we are in the body, and then, since the beginning, the childhood, I always thought, okay, this is me, this is Sukhdeep, right? But no, it's not the body. It's actually a soul consciousness, because the body consciousness is so default for us. So we have to bring our default, that no, we're to the soul consciousness, that we're
Yes.
souls, and see everyone as a soul, and then basically a karta bhav, right? That I'm not doing anything, right?
Right.
Um, So the quantum entanglement and spiritual oneness, let's understand how that works. Let's shift to something very unique, quantum entanglement, Monaji.
Science tells us two particles, once connected, stay connected across space and time. Any change in one instantly affects the other. So this echoes spiritual oneness.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's big. Bapuji compares this to creator and creation. The soul is always connected to its source, no matter how far it has wandered. And I'm just explaining about the near-death experience by someone. He also shared his experience. It's a 1 hour, podcast that he had. He felt everything is connected when he was out of the body. So basically, he had out of body experience. He thought he was dead, the body is dead, and he was taken away by these angels that he used to see when he was quite young. And then he didn't follow the total religious Catholic or Christian path. He basically sort of quietly stayed connected, maintained that connectivity with one source, that one God. So he also mentioned that. So this is very profound. That regardless, all of us were sort of contained in his drink. Yeah, I think even in Gurbani, they say we're like in one mala. So all the beads are connected by the thread.
So true. Yes,
Anji.
yes. Yeah, so as in Gurbani it says, Jyoti Jyot Mile, right? The individual light merges with the supreme light. So ultimately, all souls, they are part of one
Yeah.
light, one supreme. Yes, at the end. Yes.
Yeah, I remember now another verse from Gurbani, Monaji. सब में जोत जोत है सोए चानन सब में चानन होए गुर
So
साखी
true.
जोत प्रगट होए.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, like same jot, the light is in everyone, and because of that light, where all the souls are lit up, right? So we're getting light from our source. So that's where Bapuji is saying, just
Yes.
sit in
Yes.
meditation and then connect to your supreme power and then get the
Yeah.
power, because we have lost our power somewhere, with so many janam that we have taken. And only source can give us the power, the light. So in yoga, we reconnect to the source, experience the peace, the fulfillment and transcendence, and this is liberation.
Yes, our next topic is healing, karma, and the role of the intellect. So when diseases arise, it is first a disturbance in the causal body, then subtle body, and then the physical. So thoughts, stress, emotional shocks, they all get imprinted deeply.
Yes, and medication can only heal so much, but power from Almighty heals the root.
Sure, yes. To receive that power, the soul must be open. That requires like purification of the intellect.
Okay. So basically, focusing from outside, you go within, just focus with your source, and then question yourself, who am I? If you're having trouble connecting, or if you're having trouble sitting in the meditation, who am I? And then go deeper and deeper and deeper. So the causal body is like a data bank. We must charge it with divine light to clear karmic residue. Wow.
Yeah, so true. And Antim Sankalp, the final thought, what we think in our final moments, our Antim Sankalp defines our destination. So at the end, whatever is our desire, or whatever kind of actions we have been performed, in our life, it just leaves some kind of impression on our soul. And it depends at the end what actually we are thinking. So the final thought decides our destination.
So you're very well
So,
right, Monaji. Yeah.
yeah.
Like, the final thought will not be a new thought. You basically will remember what you have been doing for the whole life.
Yeah.
You can't just say, "Oh, I'm doing all the bad stuff for the whole life," and at the end of my last breath, I can say, chant, Vaheguru, or chant Ganesh, or whatever. But the irony is, you won't be able to say that even because it's not in your heart. It's not deep within, right? So in Gurbani, they say, "Antakal jo Lakshmi simara, aisi chit je mere."
Yes, so
है ना?
true. Yes,
So
yes,
the
yeah.
whole Shabad is on
Yes,
this
yes,
ਅੰਤਕਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ and
yes.
ਅੰਤਕਾਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ at the end of the last breath you would only be in the same situation as you had lived your daily life.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's really profound. So that's why Bapuji urges us to live in soul consciousness, so that even in death we remember the Supreme.
So true. Just like in Sikhism, Guru Sahib said, Simran kar le, samay na jane. Remember God, you never know when your time comes, So,
Hanji,
so
hanji, hanji. And
anytime, yeah.
I remember another Shabad in Gurbani. ਹਰ ਜਪਦਿਆਂ ਢਿੱਲ ਨਾ ਕੀਜੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਜਿੰਦੜੀ ਮੱਤ ਸਾ ਆਵੇ ਕਿ ਨਾ ਆਵੇ.
Yes, yes, so true.
You don't know if you're going to be taking the next breath. Let's not wait for the end. Let's prepare now. Every moment is a chance to rewrite our karmic destiny.
Yeah. So today's episode was not just about karma, it was about our conscious living. So, how we are living, we should pay attention to that. How our thoughts are, our wording, our actions. So, we need to pay more attention to that. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. And then if somebody wants is to look for more, videos on life after death, we have Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel. They have a channel, and they have another channel with daily meditation and motivation where they do some explanation. So there's a lot of information we can put in the description in the links if somebody wants to know a specific topic. Even on Bhagavad Gita, they have done, I think, a few days meditation and discussion. I personally really like Bhagavad Gitas because it's clearly they have questions that are very dear to our heart, and then learning from it in simple words. So when we know the law, we live wisely. When we know the soul, we live purely. When we know the source, we live freely.
So I would like to add a few more things. Please join a 10-day course of Behad Gyan by Sakshi Patel on Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel's YouTube channel, actually. So if you would like to have more information, like we have discussed chapter 1 and 2, and the first one was Who Am I on the souls and the origin of soul, and the second one today, as we discussed, like on karma. So, Hanji Sukhdeep ji, you would like to add something?
Hanji, so the Param Shanti Motivation and Meditation channel, they have a playlist too. So they have discussed about Ashtavakra Gita and then Bhagavad Gita and some other spiritual and other grants they have talked about. So there's a playlist. And then they have 10 days course in English as well. That's very short. And anybody who wants to sort of listen to it in English, they can go there. And they have a 10-day course in Hindi as well. And they have so many different topics like Gyan Yoga, Seva Dharana, what is it, and then how it impacts one's life. And they have so many guided meditation, like I said, on Sehaj Gyan, and live meditations. So there's a long list of things. They can go into Param Shanti, motivation and meditation, and then a playlist, and then see what they feel interesting, and then they can listen to that. And also on Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel, they have videos and playlists on different topics. Like I said, life after death and life in multiverse. We have a book as well. So there's a lot of information there, which I personally believe is extension of what Guru Nanak Dev Ji has mentioned in our Sri Guru Granth Sahib. So I do see now the Behad Gyan is actually telling us everything into detail. So that's how I see it personally, Monaji.
Yes, yes. And so many other very interesting topics too, like galaxies, multiverses, universes, aliens too, and AI. So there are so many different topics. So I would definitely humble request to our viewers, please go to that playlist and check. If you have any question, you never know, you can get your answer from there.
And another thing that that topic kept coming, collective consciousness in my mind today. I don't know why. As I was driving from my appointment, I was listening to collective consciousness. So we're here on the earth, and we have to do our part. We're sending the positive vibrations to the whole universe, because any vibration, the karma that Mona you have mentioned, any thoughts, anything that we think creates a vibration. So why not create a positive vibration that can impact our atmosphere in a positive way, and then impact the whole humanity in a positive way? I think why we're on earth, there's a purpose. And the purpose is to identify who am I and what is our purpose, and then basically always sending good vibes to everyone, and then wishing good for everyone, because once you're connected internally, you cannot think of any wrong, or you cannot be mad at anyone. Yes, there's a superficial layer that we see, but we have to see past that, and we're trying to practice that as well, me and Monaji. So as we discuss, but it does make a big difference.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So the whole purpose of Bapuji Dashrathbhai Patel is to transform the whole multiverse, and it's not going to be possible without self-transformation. So as you said, Sukhdeep ji, that by changing your own thoughts, vibrations, spread. So if we are spreading Param Shanti vibrations, we are transforming the atmosphere, and that transform the whole multiverse, basically. So
that's right.
yes.
So the job starts with us. We have to have Antim Sankalp. We have to Mantu Jot Swarup hai apna mool pashan.
Yes, you're true. So let's stay in remembrance of supreme power, in silence, in service, and in supreme peace, which is Param Shanti.
Until next time,
Anji, stay conscious, stay connected, and stay in Param Shanti. Param Shanti.